my lower third's missing. Yo, what's up, guys? It's Thunder E here, and welcome to episode 6 of Comic Crunch. Here is my lower third. Apologize for that. So this week, it's an early episode. Apologize for that because I am traveling, guys, and I wanted to postpone it, but you know what? I said, nah, let's do this. Let's have an episode up. Let's make sure we cover all the stuff that's out there. And so, yeah, thanks for joining us. With me again, as always, is Mr. Lou Rod. How's it going, man?
Good.
All right. So if you're here, join in the chat. If you're joining later, which most likely most people will, leave your comments in the comment section of the video. So kicking things off, Lou, if you can cue up some of those images we have.
Yes, sir.
All right. So BVS leaked, not leaked, but there's a bunch of images that dropped this week. If you want to check out all the images, definitely go to Booredatwork.com. We have all the images there from the BVS movie. But let's start off with the first one here. And there's a lot of backstory built into this movie, which I like. This is the Batcave computer. I like that chair, though. Kind of Iron Man-esque, so to speak. What do you think?
First time looking at this, I like this whole setup.
It's like a first time. Yeah, the whole setup of the Batcave, Batcomputer. Some of the things is in there. It was from one of those novels, like pre-movie novels. Is that everything in the Batcave, Batcomputer, everything was built by Bruce Wayne and Alfred. They did not source any company. They said basically all these things have been built over 20-year span. So it's not something that one day they bought everything and threw it in there. Like this has been, so you could say the earlier editions of the Batcave had less tech in there, if you will.
Oh, so no Lucius Fox.
They didn't say that. They didn't actually say. They just said it was built by them. Maybe Lucius might have sourced some things for them. Maybe Lucius will come later, or maybe Lucius is there now. But they didn't mention. They just basically mentioned that everything was built. So let's go to the next image.
The next one we have Daily Planet.
So this is, some people talk about Daily Planet and have the globe. It's inside the building. Can we go to the next one? So there we see the young the Waynes, and we know who this is. The lady there, she's a Walking Dead alumni.
This is ironic. We have Maggie and Negan.
Yes. Yeah. And the funny thing is also that Zack Snyder likes to use people he's worked before. Negan was a comedian in Watchmen. All right, let's move to the next image. The full bat armor. Here's the rumor scoop about the bat armor. It's not built from General Zod's armor. That's what I thought. It's actually built from it's been built years in the past. So it's not something he just did for Superman. He's used different filled bat suits to build this, but it is powered by a meteor rock that fell about 20 some or plus years ago. You all know what that meteor rock is? Exactly. That's what I'm hearing. Now, this is the Bat Cowl. It's got the the rubberized cover, but it's also built in titanium. It's got the infrared lenses that drop down, so you can scan things and do the detective mode, just like the Arkham games. So
cool.
Yeah, everything. I mean, they took a lot of details into some of the stuff. The next one. That's a picture of Batman next to Batmobile. This is kind of reminiscent of the Tim Burton one from the first Batman movie, except the pose is different. Now, the Batmobile shoots all non-lethal weapons. So it shoots rubber bullets from there. But they said that he liked to put the machine gun out so he would intimidate people. Didn't want to hide anything. They wanted to make this thing feel like a beast.
What a dork.
the bat grappling guns. This also, they said he never actually. These are some of these are from the original ones he built early years. The handles are from actually real guns, so that's how he decided to build it. Next image. LexCorp building. It's probably one of their test centers. Next one. Clark and Lewis in the office.
Boring.
The one thing about Clark and Lewis in the office is one of the rumors I heard is that Clark tries to pitch a story about Gotham City because they said because of what happened in Metropolis, all the criminals in Metropolis moved to Gotham because Superman shows up. And he decides to write a story about the crime in Gotham. and how that affects Batman. And he tells Lewis. Lewis is like, oh, that's an interesting story. He's like, oh, I'm going to tell what's his name, Perry White, and she's like, no, don't. He tells Perry anyway, and Perry just shoots him down. So we get that shoot down sequence. It was kind of the way it was shown was really funny. The fact that Perry White just shut him down, like, man, nobody cares about that shit. Move on. We've got some batarangs. We've got a bat crossbow that shoots darts. Again, non-lethal weapons. Batman won't kill you, but he will break you to death. Next one. Of course, this is the Memorial Center. The next image.
Yeah, but this guy's part of the movie.
I don't think it is him, though. I've seen that blown up.
It is like him.
I don't. Well, it could be. Could be. So that's that. Everyone's saying that's Scott McNairy. So we'll see. Who could be Metallo? Full size of the statue itself. Next image. Bruce Wayne in the Bat Cave. There's several caves. The way they talked about the Bat Cave is that the Bat Wing rises out of the lake. It doesn't. There's no landing strip, and it basically is built into the lake, or it goes through the lake. So I guess it morphs into an underwater vehicle of some sort. Next, of course, Batmobile. Everything is fixed in service here. They do it themselves, just like in the cartoons in the comic book. So let's go ahead. This is when he calls out Superman. Next one. In Metropolis. Next. Batman. Next image.
Really?
Yeah, Samsung. Samsung is doing a promotion, just to let you guys know. Just like they did last year with the Avengers. Remember?
Oh, so this phone is releasing right around the time the movie comes out.
Yeah. Just to let you know.
That is the last one.
All right, cool. So those are the images. There's some more stuff which we'll talk about later, but I just wanted to put that out there for you guys so you guys get a good idea of what's going on. But that's that. We also saw some new images from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What do you think about those? The posters.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy, right?
No.
Yeah, but I mean, they were cool. They were cool. Somebody said it reminded them of the original Spider-Man posters. Remember the one with Sam Raimi where Spider-Man was on the building? Kind of looks like that. Yeah, it
probably is taken from that.
Yeah, probably.
Because you got to remember, everything gets recycled one form or another.
Yes, that is very true. We also got word from Lady Sif. This one was interesting. Lady Sif had an interview for a Variety. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not doing word for word. But they asked her, they said, you were in talks. You were one of the front runners for the role for Wonder Woman. And she said, well, it definitely, she knew it wasn't going to happen because she's contracted with Marvel. So it would be kind of weird seeing her as Wonder Woman because she's Lady Sif. And she said Wonder Woman and Lady Sif are very similar characters, that, they both are ethereal, they both have armor, and they fight. And then she goes on to say that, she loves Marvel. Of course, that's who writes her paychecks. And that, she likes the way Marvel does stuff, that Marvel does the characters first, and then all the explosion stuff comes in after. But she hasn't really seen that from DC. So she threw a little shade in there, so to speak, altogether. But
who doesn't throw shade? Petty people.
Yeah, I mean, if she got the role, of course she wouldn't say that. So I'm not really throwing anything against. I just wanted to let you guys know because it just sounded funny to me in all respects and everything. It was kind of like one of those where you go, okay, I see where you're going with. You didn't get the role. It is what it is. All right, what about the trailers? 2 trailers. First one was Daredevil. Your thoughts? Because I put out my reaction for that.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did. I watched it. I forgot there was no video attached to it.
Yeah.
But it seems to be all these other channels don't get these copyright strikes. They
do. You can get a copyright strike. It doesn't affect you taking down the video. You don't make any money from it. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, F YouTube.
Yeah.
No, the trailer was cool. We get part 2 in 6 or 7 more days. So. And then they showed a little teaser of Mr. Matt Murdock chained to a chimney.
Yes, 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 definitely. It's interesting. It's interesting to see. He gets his match in terms of just craziness all there. So we'll see how they resolve it at the end and what brings them together. Because of course, they're friends of sorts. The way Punisher and Daredevil work anyway. So we'll see what's the greater evil that really brings them together.
Yeah, see, that's what we don't know is who's the main villain for the season.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But we do know Elektra shows up. And Elektra she looks fine. So it'll be interesting to see how those dynamics play out altogether.
Stop that.
All right. How about Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Green Sword? Is that what it's called again? A Jade Sword or something.
The Destiny Sword.
Sorry, Destiny. I just call it Jade because it's green, and
See, this movie here, I'm looking forward to watching. Hopefully, it's not like the first one where I love the first one, but it did hit some boring parts of the story. So maybe they learned their lesson. It kind of took 10 years to come out.
Yeah.
And then the sad thing was that wasn't even the first book in that like circle.
Yeah.
That they went with. So I'm kind of glad, I want to see what Donnie Yen does.
Oh, it's Donnie. I love Donnie Yen, man. I mean, his fight choreography and stuff. I mean, I just want to see some really cool fights because I'm not the biggest fan of the Crouching Tiger storyline, especially the first movie. But again, like I said, it should be good and entertaining. I'm glad it's on Netflix. It's one of those things where you can just watch. You're cool. You don't have to go to the movies. Like so you can just turn it on. So
yeah, I wasn't going to the movies.
I know you weren't anyway, but it's cool to see that.
Go ahead. They did it great. They didn't put no sorry ass music in it. They just gave us a good trailer.
And no sorry music.
And no flipping music that didn't make sense with the trailer.
Okay, cool. Before we get to the shows, 2 promos for 2 of the shows. One was for Arrow, and one is for DC Legends of Tomorrow. Arrow gave us a first look at Vexen, and basically she's the actress who does the voice of Vexen in the Vixen. Sorry, I said Vexen. In the animated series on CW, and she shows up. What do you think? I mean, it was brief, but
hopefully.
Laurel replacement.
That's my theory.
That's what I'm praying for.
Hopefully they kill Laurel.
Nah, I mean, to me, like I said, they're hoping she does well in the audience, with audiences, so she can get her show. And
no, she don't need her own show. She needs to replace Laurel and Thea.
No. She needs to have her own show because I mean, the thing about her is that she runs with the Justice League because her power sets are heavy. Like half the time when she's with the Justice League, she runs like as fast as a leopard or faster than a leopard or whatever animal. So she runs pretty fast, and then she switches to like a gorilla or some very big animal, So she's strong and she's fast, and she doesn't really need to play with these boys. She got bigger fish to fry. So, I mean, I hope she gets her own show. I'd like to see what they do with that. Because the cool thing about it with her is that she can still be low budget because you don't have to show the animals, you just have to show like a little image of the animals that she switches to, and then it's still physical combat altogether. So I would like to see what they do with that, but it was cool. And then Legends of Tomorrow. What do you think of old man?
I've been deceived.
Yeah, why? Because he has one. He supposed to have one arm, right?
Yeah,
he does.
He has 2.
No, well, the other one is mechanical.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, if you notice it, the left arm was it was black till about here. Remember, it made sense to me. It made sense because it's 2046. He should have a bionic arm.
And then hold up, flipping F is the other dude.
No, let's just chill till we get to the episode, man. Come on, relax. I said previews. We're trying to spoil stuff. Anyway, let's head over to our show roundup. Starting off with the first show of the week, of course, is The Walking Dead. Your thoughts, man?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Now you're trying to give scores. I'll give the episode a 8.5.
This episode was reminiscent of issue 83, and it was glorious. I loved every moment of it. I loved it so much that I watched it twice.
Wow. I enjoyed the episode very well. The things I liked was the preacher at least finally did something. You know,
The preacher caught some cojones.
yeah. And what's his name also caught some cojones. The guy who's always Weasley. What's the dude's name again?
Oh, Eugene.
Eugene also, which is cool. I mean, like, it was cool to see everybody come together. It was sad to see the mama of the boys die, which I knew she was anyway. I don't have to read the comics. I knew that was going to happen. To me, out of anyone to save was her. Her kids could have died. Yeah, no offense, but the kids needed to go. And
Dude, see, in the comic, it was totally different. There was no Carol to get inside Sam's head. That's why Sam froze. He started thinking about all that shit Carol told him, which was great.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Freeze. And then, but what got me was the fact that Rick had a little 30-second flashback of all his times with Jesse. He's like, really, dude, you were only with this bitch for 2 days.
No, but you have to. No, it's 2 days. It was quite a while though.
No,
but you
remember, in this timeline, only 3 days have passed.
Is it 3 days?
Yeah.
Since they've been there?
Not since they've been there, but since the herd, they started walking the herd.
But
all that.
But it wasn't that. It was he was reminiscing all the times he spent with her, which is more.
He didn't spend that much time with her because she was still married. They didn't have the ookie.
It didn't matter though. That's the thing. Remember, in times like this, think about it from Rick's perspective. In times like this, right? He met someone who liked him, took him in, even though before even his husband died, and he was hoping for what it was reminiscing was the hope for future, which just died in front of him. He was hoping for something in the future. That's why they showed the flashes there. But really, he was going, wow, like everything I thought maybe I could have gotten something from, like that. That's why they showed that.
The way they made it seem is like in the comics, they kind of did have a little relationship.
Yeah, I mean, but
they stayed together. You know, they moved in. They did the whole let's build a family bullshit.
Well, I mean,
and then she's taken from him.
Yeah, but the thing was more like in this one was he was looking for her for his grounding, because so he doesn't lose it or doesn't escape. So that's why he was. Yeah, what did he say?
He needed a babysitter. Let's be real.
Yeah. So that's what he was looking at in his brain. So I saw that. I was like, it was sad. And then, of course, homeboy lost his eye. I was like, okay, all right.
They did it pretty good, too. They didn't do it as like they did in the book, which I could understand. In the book, he loses everything. And it's a big old hole that goes straight through.
Yeah.
But here, they look like the bullet grazed him and took his eye out. So it was cool. It was, I had fun with it.
If it went all the way through, he would be dead. In real life.
Not necessarily.
No, it doesn't matter. That's a chunk of your brain going out too, no matter what. You would be dead. You would be. Yeah.
Oh, well, tell that to Robert Kirkman, because he did it.
Yeah, but that's a comic book. People were like, oh, But yeah, it was definitely a good episode. Definitely agree.
And I've been seeing something that's been floating around the internet. And it makes sense. There was a car in the sad scene when they blew up the motorcycle gang.
Yeah. Oh, that was cool, though. I love that scene. Because I thought they were going to die. I was like, I know there are 3 deaths, and I know it's going to be those people, but is it? I mean, is this what? Next minute, that rocket launcher came in handy that he was looking at. Remember? Like, for once, you're like, your stupidity pays off. So were you thinking that was Negan right there?
Not necessarily Negan, probably someone in Negan's crew, because Negan knows that his men were killed.
Yeah, could be.
If they're trying to keep it somewhat to how it showed up in the book, Negan knows that some of his men were killed by Rick's people. And this will kind of incite the war a little bit.
Yeah. So that's probably it. It's cool. Good episode. Very good episode. Good way to start. Nice. And then, kicks us back in. Let's move on to Flash.
Flash was fun. I enjoyed Flash.
Flash was, to me, Flash was on, this is on point, because now we know there's something really messed up.
Zoom is Jay. Jay is Zoom.
Yeah, Jay Zoom, and who's that? And who's the other person?
There's just so many theories floating around.
It's so many. I just finished reading one from Screen Rant, and they're like, yeah, it's Jay. I'm thinking that's Wally West.
Oh man, his body doesn't feel like Wally, and he seems too short to. He feels too tall to be Wally.
Well, this is camera angles. I think it's Wally. I'm trying to calculate the speedsters out there, and I'm going, okay, fine. We know Zoom is Jay, but who is the Jay that's helping them? We know that's our Earth Hunter Zolomon sitting down in the park when they met, right? And then we also know Zoom is also there. So what the heck is going on? Are they two Jays trying to steal powers, or what? Or some people are talking about, time travel displacement because Zoom is so fast. I'm like, whoa, guys, let's break it down a little bit, because all I know is that that's where Flash season 2 really just said, okay, guys, now we're kicking into the next level. Because, episodes were up and down, up and down, up and down. And when you get there and the guy's like knocking, Jay, he's like, oh yeah, Jay Garrick. Yeah, he's alive. He's like, no. To the point where the guy was like, if you think about it, right? You're in Zoom's cage. And then Zoom is there running around, you scaring you people. But when you hear Jay Garrick is not dead, you're like, shit, we're screwed. Almost. Like, that's almost what he was saying, right? So it leads to a lot of questions, though. Leads to a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So I like that. I like that with this episode. I like that. I like the turnaround they did there, which was good.
And I like that we're going to get Diggle Wiggle next week, helping them capture Jaws.
Yeah, Diggle Wiggles there. I mean, they got to. I like that. See, but that's cool though. What they need to do is do some of the side character crossovers throughout the season. It's much easier than doing a big, Arrow and Flash crossover, those kind of things. Like, because that at least helps extend the characters. Like, Cisco, especially if Cisco goes over to Flash, that's always great, that kind of thing, because you get in another like funny individual nerd who can come in and, do stuff. So I like that with the Fallen episode, but it was definitely a good episode. I enjoyed it through and through. But I love that setup though, because when I saw that guy in the mask and he was just knocking, I was like, to me, I looked at him as like, that has to be Wally. He doesn't look. It's definitely not Barry.
It's a white guy.
Yeah, but I think it's Wally though. For some reason I just think it's Wally. I know you say
Earth 2 Wally's white with blonde hair.
Maybe. I just think it's a Wally West though.
But no,
Yeah, we'll see. All right, moving on to Arrow, which you didn't like.
I despise this show. This it's really starting to get to the point where the season started off great, but now we're starting to be like, why do I even bother watching this shit?
See, I had a different opinion. I actually love this episode. All the things I complain about, fight sequence in this episode was beautiful. It's like they listened to me and went and called the person who does the fight sequence for DC Legends of Tomorrow and said, can you do this episode? Also, the way it was shot, I mean, you got to think about the fight sequence. It really was shot. It was tighter, not that white crap that you keep doing all the time, and it looked good for me anyway. That's what I saw. In terms of the episode itself, I think the episode was good. I liked that they went back to the dark storyline. I know you said it was boring for you, but I like that they had that setup process. And of course, we see that Dark's powers can work over the internet.
Yeah, he can use the Force.
Yeah, wow. I mean, he's actually stronger than Darth Vader, man. Because Darth Vader can't do it over over the net.
Yeah, he can.
When?
I can't remember which movie, but he choked the life out of someone from a different room.
A different room, not like a different state. I mean, come on. He choked that guy out in Miami. But anyway, that, and also the fact that for some reason I got a little teary-eyed when she got that gift from Mr. Terrific. I don't know why. I was like, oh, it's so sweet. You know what I mean? Like
I knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming, but like
They weren't going to keep her in the chair long.
But I like the way he did it though. I like it was cool. It was like I mean, even though really, it was one of those side things per se, but it was cool that came up. So
I love the screensaver.
Yeah, screensaver was funny though. Yeah. I see. Go ahead. Yeah.
You said the fight scenes were better because it wasn't wide angle shots.
Yeah, but also the fights
with
were
with all those stupid wide angles, because all the fights were like central to one person.
Yeah,
and they weren't in a group fighting. Maybe they should stop doing all the group fights and isolate so it looks better.
No, but even the group fight. Remember when they went to go chase what's his name? Damon Dark's wife, right? Remember that fight?
Well, that was motorcycles.
No. But when they got down, they didn't do a wide shot. They went to each person fighting. Go watch it again, and you see.
Yeah, and I don't need to watch it again because the episode sucked.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fights here. I'm saying that even in wide shot, even in group fights, go to individual people. Don't give me a wide shot of everyone, because then it looks messy. Because they went quickly here, they went quickly there, and you're like, okay, he's fighting these people here, he's fighting that person, and we know it's the same place. You don't have to give me a group shot.
Then maybe they should have took a page out of this director's book.
Yeah. I'm hoping they do that. But I mean, like, you didn't like the episode, I did. But let's move on to DC Legends of Tomorrow. What do you think?
It was okay. It wasn't great and it wasn't bad. It was, a solid episode.
So it was good. It wasn't okay.
It was okay. It was just a solid episode to finish up what they started last week. Ray had to prove himself by getting beat up by the biggest guy in the yard like a dumbass.
But hey, they're playing Ray a certain way though.
Oh God, Ray is just a doof. He's just Superman from 1986.
Yeah, I mean they're playing him a certain way, and they've remember, this is not how Ray is in Arrow, right? But they pretty much brought him to that level to say, hey, he needs to be that person. Because you have the two rogues, you need somebody to be the really goody two shoes in there, so to speak. I mean, I liked the episode. I thought it was a good episode. I liked the Firestorm resolution because not because of this episode, the episodes before, but because the whole thing with Firestorm has always been there, where the professor thinks he knows everything. So I really wanted them to, like, from Arrow all the way through, even when he was doing Ronnie. He's been doing that thing for a while. So I'm glad he hooked up with a crazy person and realized that, you know what, I have it good.
Yeah. See, my little issue was Jefferson. Damn, homie, I understand you blew your knee out when the thing attacked. You got hit with the particle accelerator and all that, but you never, went running? Because athletes blow out their knee all the time and they make a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, it depends though. It really depends. It really depends on who you are. And in this case, remember, he blew out his knee, he lost a scholarship and all that. So it's something that a lot of people just don't.
He hit the gutter.
Yeah, no, a lot of people don't. Like, I know people who like that athlete who's just kind of like, you know what, that phase is done. And they will watch people run and they know they can. Inside, they know they can do it. And they're just like, nah. So for him being Firestorm is just much easier because, he doesn't have to run. He just has to go, bah! take you out. The
ending was interesting.
Oh yeah, the ending was. I like the ending. I know. See, that's where we come in. So they go to the future. They see somebody who's dressed like Arrow, and he's like, and next to me, she's a black dude. He's like, I don't know who the hell you are. But I like that because it was a weird future. So you can do anything. You can change things up. You can make it at least confusing for people, in there. So
it was confusing because I was like, who are you?
Who are you? Exactly. Who are you? So I like that aspect.
And then you're sounding like Oliver in a way.
Oh, well, yeah, exactly. Right. Well, it's the voice modulator, right? So that was cool. And of course we got a glimpse, from the preview episode. We see that Slade Wilson is back. Even though the voice is not Manu, it sounds like him a little bit. So they brought back Deathstroke for the future episode. So
He's not the colorful Deathstroke.
Yeah, I mean his costume's a little tainted per se, but we'll see.
His costume is dark.
Yeah, he's much dark. Well, this is a dark future, so he doesn't have to be necessarily colorful, I guess. Jackie says Legends of Tomorrow is my favorite show. Captain Cole is a scene stealer. Yeah, he is. I mean, to me, the guy who plays Captain Cole is a very good actor. So whenever he does his scenes, I like his thought process. Even though he was telling her name not to kill the professor, it wasn't that he was. To me, it didn't feel like he was being a goody two shoes. It was kind of like, look, you just don't do that. You know, that kind of thing's like, nah. There's certain things
I knew where he was coming from, and it didn't feel forced. It felt natural.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I may be a bad guy, but there's certain things we just don't do. Okay.
Yeah, you don't kill a member of your team.
Let's hold back on that one. So it was cool. I like that they're using him for that. Even what's his name? Heatwave, who I don't like as much because I like the guy who plays the character, but his Heatwave has not been hitting me. This episode he wasn't so bad because he was being a proper Heatwave douche. He was like, you can go get beat up, man. I don't care. Like, I didn't send you. So I like that from Heatwave a little bit.
He's just looking at the damn lighter like a weirdo.
No, Heatwave is weird though. I mean, that's the thing. He's like fire and him are like one, which is a weird thing with Heatwave. So, but it was cool. It was very good. I like the way the episode turned out. So, like I said, for me, it was 4 out of 4 this week. For you, it was 3 out of 4, I believe, right? In terms of episodes. Yeah. You didn't like Arrow that much. I did. But I think with Arrow's case, I think it's going to get better just because they're finally back on the dark storyline. I like the way Arrow ended with his son, there, which.
Dude, that just felt so weird. It's like, here, darling, I brought a new kid for you to play with. Really?
Yeah.
This dude. I just want to know who the fuck is in the box. Is it the mother? Is it the son? I'm tired of waiting. I want to know now.
No, but you see, that's the thing. You got to extend it because next week we're going to see that Oliver has to tell his girlfriend right there that see, one of the reasons I like that episode was because for once, Oliver's sister stated a very good point for Oliver, where he said, I feel like I'm lying to her. Like, homie, you're not lying. The mother of your child said, do not tell anyone or else you don't see your child. It's that simple.
See, that was fine. I was okay with that.
Yeah.
Because there's certain situations where in real life that actually does happen.
Yes. So I really like that. I like that for once to me, what the episode and show kind of this season showed to a certain degree is Thea is slowly growing up. None of that useless. I mean, like in the sense that, we still want to replace Thea to some degree, right? But her character is no longer doing all the foolishness that she used to do. She's helping running his campaign. And then also she dropped that advice. I was like, damn, girl. I mean, no more, yay, Thea Wild parties.
You got some coke?
Yeah, exactly, right? She went from a coke head to campaign manager. Wow, man, that family, man.
All in a short year and a half.
Yeah. Well, then again, when you hang around with your pops and he beats you up with a cane trying to train you, her pops who's now a little, oh God, man.
God, don't.
You know what? I like that they did that with Malcolm, but I also hate it at the same time because when he just went, he's like, you know what? I know his son. I was like, oh, come on, Malcolm. Come on. I mean, really?
You are that obsessed with power that I have a feeling
Malcolm he's going to die, and he's going to probably die worse than I don't know what's his name, than Damien Dark. I think Malcolm would die worse because Damien Dark he will fight, and Dark will probably tell him that, you know what, who do you think told me? It's like Malcolm kind of thing, right? And then once he realized Malcolm is finished, and I think it's his son because I think if it was the mother, it wouldn't be the case where, what's her name? Felicity says, you have to kill him. I think because it was the boy.
Well, that was my initial thought from jump, is that it's the son when the son got played into the storyline.
Yeah. I don't think it's the mother. I don't think it's the mother because I think the mother is already dead. And that's, again, for Felicity, that's not somebody, even though she would be pissed, yeah, I don't think that's that important for her. But I think the boy, because the boy is such a connection to Oliver. And also, again, it's just a kid.
But at the same time, if it is the mother, Felicity would be invested for the fact that this bastard just left this poor little kid motherless.
See,
and every kid needs their mother.
True. I don't think to that level. I think really it's the boy, because there is no kid in Arrow's storyline anywhere in the comic books. Maybe later on, maybe in Elseworld, but his main line doesn't have a kid. And this is a nice way to introduce it and then take it away. And then that leaves Arrow. If you want to make a strong Scar in Arrow, you got to kill the kid.
If it brings Arrow back to season 1 and 2, then I'm happy.
Yeah, if you want to make him tainted, where he's now become a little bit like, Batman in Batman v Superman, where he's slightly crazy, he's almost beating or killing everyone for half of next season just because he's angry.
But I don't want it for half of the season. I want that Arrow back.
Yeah,
I don't like this Arrow. This Arrow's it's lack for a better term, a vagina.
Wow. Let's take it easy there. You're saying he's a little soft. Let's just pull it back.
Soft, a lot soft.
Let's just pull it back. Let's pull it back. But anyway, guys, that's it this week. I have to get ready for my trip. But thank you very much for joining in. If you're watching later, put your thoughts in the description below. That's the description, sorry, in the comment section below. Let us know what you think about the images, DareDevil season 2, the shows this week. And we'll catch you on the flip side. And I will still be having the weekly tomorrow, but on location. Just stay tuned. Watch if you want to check out and follow Mr. Butter, aka Lou Rod. Go to @ButterRod on Twitter. You can follow him there. And of course, ourselves here, it's Booredatwork on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. All right, guys, thank you very much, and always enjoy your entertainment.